beautiful collectors and Transformer fans? It's the one and only Optibotimus coming with another video review. And on today's episode, thanks to the incredible support of my patrons and channel members, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Kingdom Core Class VERTEBREAK. For the package, I absolutely love it. Now, with the Kingdom line, we know we're going to be getting a lot more Beast characters. And in that, obviously a lot of the Beast Wars stuff, but we're getting some kind of bone creatures as well, which is definitely interesting. I'm really curious to see where they're going to go with that. But for the package, you got a nice image of VERTEBREAK right there. And I'm trying to see, it looks like he's in a kind of ravine area. It looks like a big giant, I don't think that's like his tail, but it looks like a vine or something, and then maybe that's the Nemesis. It's kind of hard to tell. But of course, you got the Transformers text, Generation logo. Like I said, he is part of the core class, which not entirely sure if that's replacing. I mean, they are small little wee guys, so they're kind of like Legend size, maybe a little bit bigger. I don't know. Come around to the back of the package, though, you can see images of him in his robot as well as his beast mode. Transforms in 14 steps. And then you got a whole bunch of warnings and things of that nature. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have the new Core Class VERTEBREAK opened up out of his packaging and obviously in his animal mode. Now, I tried to find out what type of dinosaur or animal he is, and the only thing that I can really find suggests that he's a velociraptor. Which, when you say velociraptor to most people nowadays, the image that pops in their mind is what was created from the Jurassic Park, Jurassic World franchises. And that's not an entirely accurate representation of how the animal really did look. Science is constantly evolving and changing, but what you saw on screen wasn't the velociraptor by science standards. The biggest difference being that instead of being about a 6 foot tall dinosaur, it really was about 3 feet at most. Kind of like a large dog, or to use another kind of bird sort of comparison, very much like a turkey. The other thing is that it had a fairly normal but long kind of snout. This has a shorter one and a bit of a beak that you can kind of see. Skeletal remains also don't really show these horns coming off the back. So I don't know if this is meant to be like a characterization of a velociraptor, but the other thing that they iconically had were those little sickle claws on their feet. This doesn't have that at all. It's just got like 3 little toes right there. So I don't necessarily think, I don't think that it's a velociraptor. It's very cool looking, and I really do like it, but I'm not sure what type of dinosaur it's meant to kind of replicate. But it does look really very nice. Skeletal-wise, has a very cool look to it. All of it has a very nice bone sort of texture. I mean, look at the sculpt on the head. That is amazing. You can see a lot of sculpted in detail throughout that entire piece. Absolutely. I mean, you can even kind of see like eyes in there. I mean, really amazing. And then the paint detail, you can see it does have a slightly glossy look to it, but has a nice mixture of dark brown and black blended together very nicely to give a lot of real cool shading of sorts. I really do like the way that he turned out. Now, for a comparison, like I said, this is part of the core class, so I don't know what they're supposed to represent, but here are some smaller figures, just giving you kind of an idea of his overall size. Here is Blue Streak. This is a deluxe size figure, and because Dinosaur. Here is Ellie from the Jurassic Park toys. You kind of see just how big this little guy is. But still really, really fun. Articulation-wise, he is a little bit more limited. The head will go up and down. It just kind of hinges right up here at the base of his neck. But you can also open and close his mouth. The mouth is a softer, rubbery material. So when you try opening it, it does have a tendency to kind of pull on it. So just be careful when you're doing it, but you can get him squawk, squawk, squawk. You can get him doing that. Nothing here at the little arms, which is a little unfortunate, but you do have these back legs here, which are going to become the robot mode legs. So you got a ball joint right here, and then you have a hinge at the knees. The ankles also are on ball joints, so you can get a good range of motion with that. Kind of feels like his feet are really oversized for a figure this size as well. So there's that. Weapon wise, his entire tail is a weapon. It just plugs into the back section. You can use this in a couple different ways. You can have a 3mm hand hold it, or even a 5mm one, which is nice. So you can use these with the smaller figures as well. And then for the transformation, we're just going to straighten out these lower legs. Again, they're going to become his robot legs. So boom, you're done. Take these little side arms, fold these out to the side, and then these arms here in the middle, you're going to hinge out just like that. Come around here to the back section, take this section, fold that down, and then close the mouth up and rotate this bit around. Right here you have the head, push the head through. Now this gets a little bit tricky, but you have a little tab and slot section here, so you got the little hole underneath his chin, and then you got the little post right there. So just kind of feed that around till you feel that kind of sit in there, and there you go. Just like that, and then take this, fold this piece down there, and then rotate the head the rest of the way up and out, and then take the back section, close that like that. And there you have VERTEBREAK in his robot mode. Can I just say that I have no idea what this guy is supposed to be, what role these fossilizers are going to play in the third installment of the Netflix series, but I'm really liking it. I'm surprised. He's got this weird cone head shape to him that just kind of makes me smile. I don't know. I mean, that combined with the fact that he's got giant, like, eyes. I mean, that just... I don't know. It's fun for me. I do enjoy them. I don't know, honestly, if I'm going to really keep them displayed like this or go back to that beast mode, but I think that this turned out really nice. Now, size-wise, again, I feel like he's a little bit bigger than that, like, legend size or whatever that he's kind of meant to, I guess, replace. And this dude's drunk. He don't want to stand at all, so there we go. I mean, he's a bigger character, or figure, I should say. For Deluxe Comparison, here he is with the Alicon Bailiff, so you can kind of see what's happening. Or just a regular Deluxe figure. Here is Sunstreaker. So you can see that they are meant to be small, and I dig that. It works. But it's still a really well done figure nonetheless. Paint detail is the same. I really like that brown and dark kind of gray. It's not really black because like that is more of a black. This is a very dark gray. But then the brown mixed in there really does give him a very cool look. You got a nice silver paint application right there. You got silver there for the face as well. He does have a Predacon logo. So we do know that he's a bad guy. And he kind of looks like a bad guy. I think Zangief would not like that. Just because I'm a bad guy does not mean I am bad guy, I guess, right? But he definitely, I mean, he's grumpy looking. Very fun, though. Cleans up really nicely. You do have the little arms hanging off here. I do wish you could have rotated those. You could swivel those back and around. If they engineered that in a way where you could articulate the little arms here, you could swivel those down and they wouldn't stick out, but I don't think it looks terrible or anything. His articulation is fairly standard, I guess. You got the rotation there at the neck so you can look left and right. Because of the transformation, it does hinge up and down as well. You have ball joints for the shoulders, ball joints for the elbows, nothing at the waist. You do have the ball joints down here at the hips themselves. You got a little bit of a play there with rotating because of the size of the ball joint. You do have hinges on the knee and then very large ball joints and everything down here at the ankle. So you can just spread those legs and get him looking really cool. In general, I do really like him. I don't know anything about the character. He's just kind of a fun toy. So maybe the character will be cool. Who knows? Now, transformation back, we're going to pull down his spine. That's very uncomfortable. Rotate this bit around and tuck his head in just like that. This whole bit here is going to go all the way back and sit along the back side there. Make sure that you get that fully compressed along the back section. Then take these, rotate them at the shoulder in towards the body, creating more of the body. Now, you're supposed to be able to tab these in. There's little slots and everything here, but I can't ever get them to really kind of stay there. So, literally, I just rotate them in here, and when you close this, everything stays tucked in pretty decently. So, I don't think you really necessarily have to worry too much about those arms tabbing in there, because it works decently. And then you bring everything else together and it all, again, kind of lines up very nicely. And then just plug this back into his butt, and there you have VERTEBREAK back in his thing, dino thing mode. I don't know what you call it. It's the little bird-looking dinosaur, I suppose. Overall, I do really like him. If you couldn't tell in the video, I don't have any knowledge of the character whatsoever, so I can't say if he's cool or anything. I just think that the toy is fun. As a fan of dinosaurs and things of that nature, I really think that this fossilizer line is going to be an aspect that I really do like and appreciate. I could easily see me putting these with my Jurassic Park, Jurassic World figures. I think initially that's what most people are going to be kind of thinking with these, because we don't know anything about them as characters yet. So I guess time will tell, but just as a regular action figure and reviewing it on that premise alone, I enjoy him. I don't think he's the best in this first wave of core figures, but he is definitely number 2 in my book. So while he's not one that I would say run out and get, if you see him, pick him up. Yeah, and maybe the fossilizers will turn out to be really cool additions that we all end up really falling in love with. Who knows? So, all of that being said, if VERTEBREAK is a figure that you would like to pick up and add to your collection, he will be hitting various retail locations fairly soon. So, if you're looking for him, good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, you can do the real easy thing and just go online to places like Big Bad Toy Store or Amazon. For both of those places, I'll put links right down in the video description where you can go there and check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of the wide range of Transformer figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. Remember, if you like this video, I would really appreciate it if you would do one very simple thing for me. And that's just to hit that thumbs up button. That one very small gesture really does go a long way towards helping me out, and I would really very much appreciate it. Also, I gotta send a huge shout out to all my patrons and channel members. If you'd like information on how you can help support my channel by becoming a patron like these guys, feel free to check out my Patreon page at patreon.com/Optibotimus. Or if you want to keep all of your perks and rewards right here on YouTube, consider becoming a channel member of Optibotimus Plus like these guys. And finally, remember that the real trouble with the world is that too many people grow up. Thank you for watching and taking the time to be a kid.